Hi everyone, and welcome back to another build for Newcrest. So today I wanted to build something that was a community lot. So I was looking around for some ideas that were different, and I actually stumbled upon the idea of making a outside movie theater. Of course we don't have that as a lot type, so I did end up making it as a bar lot type. So this build has anything that you could really want for your family. I wanted to make it so no matter how old your sim was, they could really enjoy it here. So no matter if you have a toddler here, or if you have kids or anything, they'll always have something to do. And especially with toddlers, I know it can really be difficult to taking them to places outside of your home. So there are toddler potties. I have 2 toddler beds because they get tired really easily. So no matter what, if your sim is still having a really good time, you don't have to go home because your toddler's a little sleepy or something like that. So here I'm starting on the outside of my build. You can see I already placed my movie theater section in the back, and I really wanted to have like an open roofing on the porch area in the front. I also have this done in the back. So I added some fencing to the top as like a roof piece, and I ended up adding extra greenery and stuff on top, so it's kind of like a green roof. And I end up adding some cottage living plant vines, if that's what you could call it, to the sides. So here I am adding another porch in the back with this lattice. I think it turned out really cute. I did use platforms instead of stairs. I just like the look better. I didn't want this build to be too grand, if that makes sense. I just wanted it to be something that everyone in the neighbor comes, and this is the big hangout spot for everybody, so it's a big family friendly place to go. This would be where all the kids will want to be when they get out of school type idea. So the parents always know that they would be at this place. I thought that these pillows and poofs worked really well for it being an outside movie theater. It's comfy and they're easy to move. On the side of the building, I did end up adding a small little playground area. It just has a swing set and some monkey bars, but I thought it would be really nice for teens and children to play on. If they don't want to watch a movie, they can play with their friends on the monkey bars or the swing. I also ended up adding a doll playhouse in the front as well that I'm placing right now. I had a lot of fun doing the terrain and decorating the outside. I wanted it to be really florally. I ended up adding my favorite blue bushes that I always have to add. I usually stick to the same 6 plants to decorate on the outside. I'm not really super technical with how I do things. I kind of just add some bushes around a tree or around the sidewalk and stuff, and then I just fill it in with some flowers. I think it looks really pretty. That's about the extent that I go with landscaping. So the inside of this building, I did have a lot more trouble trying to find what I really wanted to do on the inside. In the end, I thought it was okay. I liked some of the aspects that I ended up using. I think the issue was it was a weird lot type to go with the fact that it was a movie theater. Although I know around me, a lot of my movie theaters have a bar inside so you can have drinks and watch your movie at the same time. So I thought it did fit. I just wasn't really feeling it when I started out. So I ended up actually cutting out an hour and a half of footage because it was just me trying to figure out the floor plan, figuring out how I wanted to set up the bar. I was just having such a problem setting it up how I liked it, but in the end I think it did look okay. I ended up going in the gallery and finding these really cute signs for Please Flush, and I also found some for employees only signs and wash your hands, and I thought it was a really nice touch. These aren't counted as CC because basically somebody had their sim paint from reference, and that's the image that they had them paint from reference from, and then they just added it to the gallery. And that's a really fun way to get different pictures and paintings that we don't have in game. You just go from the gallery, and there's tons to choose from, and they don't count as CC, which is really nice. So here I'm setting up the bar. I wanted it to make it so there was only an entrance to get into the bar for employees. So that's what I ended up doing there. That wall has all kinds of things like a broom and a bucket for cleaner. That's where the fire alarm is. And here's where I'm setting up the concession stand, if you could call it. I added a register and then all kinds of things that I would consider to look like candy. It is functional to get food here. You can get food from the bar. I also end up placing a fridge down that's from Get to Work that I believe you can also get food from. I use the tea packets to make it seem like you get the packets of candy when you go to the movie theaters. I also ended up adding, I think they're supposed to be spices from the Cool Kitchen, but I thought the different colors kind of look like you could get different flavors of candy scooped from it. I also ended up adding the jars of candy that are from the Paranormal Stuff pack, and I thought that looked really cute too. It looked like little gumballs or different types of candies in the jar. And here's a really good example of me using alt placement to get things exactly how I want them to. So to be able to place things so they look like they're meant to be there on counters, you have to put the item on the counter first if you don't want to have to keep raising the items up. So if you just place them on the counter, when you move them off, they stay at that height. And when you hit Alt, you can click on the item and move it freely wherever you want it to be. Just make sure the counter isn't too close because it might end up wanting to automatically slot to there. There also is a popcorn machine here and an ice cream machine. I thought that would be a nice little touch when you watch a movie. You can have some popcorn, you can eat some ice cream. So this is when I started working on the little toddler area. I didn't really know what to do in this spot, and when I started thinking about it, you're gonna end up taking your family here, like I said, and maybe you have two toddlers, but you want the parents to be able to get out of the house and enjoy themselves. So there's a spot here where they have the high chairs that they can eat from. We have all kinds of toys for them, and I end up adding the flooring that looks like play mats for them, and I put a gate around it. So if you really wanted to, you could just stick your toddlers in there, lock them in there, and your Sims can go do whatever they feel like doing, and your toddler isn't going to end up wandering around, making a mess of anything, and they can be directly in this spot playing. I also ended up adding 2 beds in here, so if they get sleepy, they can sleep and they're not really fussy. And as well, the bathrooms, I added 2 potties, so they are all set. And popcorn, if they ever get hungry, if the popcorn is made, they can get up and go get popcorn themselves. So you don't have to worry about feeding them and getting food out of the fridge and everything if there is popcorn made. I just know when I'm playing myself that a lot of the lots, if I try to take my whole family and I do have a toddler, it's really difficult to be able to have your sim enjoy the time there because your toddler needs go down really fast. So it's always nice to have a toddler potty, something for them to do, or even a bed so they can nap or sleep. Couches work as well to nap if they want to. Here I'm adding some finishing touches to the bar. I did want to make it seem like a bar, so I thought that these bottles were a really nice touch. I love that they light up. I think it's so cool. And I added I went into debug. So if you want to go into debug, as I said, you have to hit Control-Shift-C to pop up your cheats menu. And then if you type in bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects, when you go in your search menu, you can type in debug and click debug, and it'll pop up all the items that are used in the world that we don't have access to. You do have to put testing cheats on first in your cheat menu for you to be able to get into debug though. But that's where I found those cars and made a little faux parking area. I'm doing some last touches of landscaping around our movie theater and the outside, as well as some terrain paint so there's a little pathway for your Sims to get to. And that is it for this build. I hope you really enjoy it and you can bring your Sims here and they have a really good time. I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye!